Alright, so I'm going to tell you right now, this video is not a how-to video. This is going to be more of a fun video, but you might learn something anyway. So just telling you that right now, so you don't get all mad at me. So here, this unit is for the outside unit of my mini split system. Mini split air conditioner for my shop, so my shop's on the other side of that wall. And yeah, this is not a sponsored video, so even though you see that Pioneer name, they don't have anything to do with this video. But we're going to be talking about this unit though. So this is, you see that ice there? That is built up on my refrigeration coils of the AC unit. And if you guys know anything about AC units, when you see ice like that, that's a bad sign. That means your system is lacking refrigerant, very likely. And I know in this case that's definitely the case. So that's unfortunate. But, you know, it happens. And so what I'm going to do is talk to you about what I experienced with this unit and just maybe show you some stuff I've been doing to deal with it. But, alright, well, let's take a look inside now. Okay, so we're here in the inside of my shop, and we can see the inside unit for the mini split system. So this is where the air gets transferred, the cooled air supposed to be in the summer, and then in the winter it's supposed to be heated air that gets treated and brought in here, or you know, converted into whatever you want, hot or cold. So anyway, so this is the inside unit, and you can see I've got it set to 72 right now, and it is kind of working still, but I know from some recent experience that that's not going to last. Because I've had it recharged after I started seeing that ice that you saw on the outside unit, and that helped to solve the problem. But we learned from working with my HVAC guy, who's not here right now, but he helped me determine that we got a leak in the system. And we thought we fixed it, but then we determined that we didn't fix it. And so let me show you something over here. So get closer to this unit, and I'm going to pop open the cover. I think I can do that while it's still running. Yeah. And but what I can't do is show you what's going on behind that filter. I probably could. Or it's not a filter, it's just a screen. Yeah. So when I take this little screen thing off, it's a little stuck in there. Come on. What's going on? I know we didn't glue it in. Okay, now I see why I couldn't get that little screen thing off, because you can see up here there's a ton of ice that's got that thing. I don't know if you can see that, but that thing is so iced over that it's been frozen up. Yeah, there you go. Lots of ice. Ooh, that's bad. That's really bad. Okay. And then, because I was just going to show you this little bit of ice here, which is not good. So you can see this thing's really struggling, because it's not supposed. That's a sign that it's just not able to provide enough cooling, and it's having to, it's working the best it can, and the best it can do is just produce a bunch of ice on the outside of the unit, and that's not going to work very long. So, but anyway, what we found is that there was a leak in this area somewhere. You can see kind of how it's like kind of dirty. We got that rust on that screw, and there's just some residue on there. That's that refrigerant oil is getting out. So that's where we have the leak. Now this unit, these mini split units, they're just not intended to be serviced. I mean, you can, but they're not that expensive as far as AC units go. And so what you end up probably have to do is just replace them eventually when they get to that state where they're leaking like that. So I recognize that and I accepted it, but right now it's September here, and which is the end of the cooling season pretty much everywhere, especially at least in the US. And so I thought, okay, let me see if I can somehow get by a little bit longer and not replace the unit maybe until next spring. So what I'm going to do is show you a couple of creative things I was working on to see if I could work around getting this unit replaced, putting off replacing this unit. So, okay, so the first thing I did to try to get myself by before I had to buy a new AC unit for my shop was to get this dehumidifier unit set up here. Now this, I did have this already, so I didn't have to buy this. So what I thought, what my reasoning was that, you know, this thing does part of what an air conditioner does. It takes away the humidity from the room. So that's at least provides some comfort level from the heat. And so that's sort of good reasoning, except that the thing is these things actually add heat to the room. Because there's no venting on this thing. It vents right back into the room that it takes the air out of that it's trying to dehumidify. So yeah, partly it helps from a dehumidification standpoint, but it also adds heat. So it's kind of like probably it probably is a wash whether it really helps or not. So, and then the other thing annoying about these things is you have to keep emptying them out. There's a compartment in there that collects the moisture. And unless you have a drain set up somewhere, you have to keep taking that compartment out. It'll stop working when it gets full, and then you have to take the container and empty it out. And that's like a daily thing. So that's not that great either. Okay, so the next part of my story involves this jet air filtration system. And so again, these guys didn't sponsor me either, so they're not the sponsor for this video either. So I had this unit. I had it stored away actually for quite a while in my house. I had not been using it even though I bought it. I don't remember when I bought it. But, you know, if you know what these things are like, they're kind of heavy. I think this thing weighs like 55 pounds or so. And you got to put it up high because that's where the air is best. That's where the best place is to filter the air. So it's a hassle to install it. I ended up... I just set it up on these 4x4s on top of this shelf unit that I had here, so I didn't have to hang it from the ceiling after all, but I did have to hoist it up there. That was kind of a fun thing. I should have shot video of that too, right? But anyway, so I thought, okay, here's something that would help. It's not going to solve my problem, you know, but it's a way to, I needed it anyway. I should have had it installed the whole time. And it filters the air, and it does have a fan on it, right? So right here in the back, so the fan blows air out, so there's a way to get some air circulation. So that's good, okay. And then the next step I took that I thought was really brilliant, you can let me know, you don't have to tell me I'm brilliant, I'm not looking for that. But anyway, this is a beer brewing kettle. So this came from Spike Brewing, which is a company up in Milwaukee. Some friends of mine up there were nice enough to send this to me, and so it's you know, it's normally used for beer brewing, but it's also pretty large, pretty nice large stainless steel container. This is a 10-gallon, I believe, and so I thought, okay, what if I took this thing, and you see I have it set up here right in front of the air cleaner. So the fan from the air cleaner blows onto this thing. What if I took a bunch of ice and dumped it into this kettle and then let the fan blow over the kettle and pull the coolness out of the ice as it's melting, and then that coolness would come out into the room and provide a cooling effect. Pretty clever, huh? Well, I don't know. Maybe it is clever, but so I did try that. I did put a bunch of ice in there. It held 40 pounds. I went over to this ice vending machine thing, and I got two 20-pound bags and dumped them in there. And I tried it, and it did. I could feel it when I put my hand on the, you know, you could see the ice melting and the condensation happening on the outside of the kettle. And it was definitely cold. You know, you feel the kettle, it's very cold on the outside, but did that provide any kind of cooling effect into this room? I say it's questionable. It probably helped a little bit, but nothing like an air conditioner, that's for sure. So, so anyway, that was something to try, and interesting idea, you know. But but after all that stuff I did, I determined that the only real solution was to go ahead and get the air conditioner replaced. And so that's what I did. I ended up ordering a new unit just like that one that I showed you. That one I have right now, it lasted me, I've had it for 7 years. And so that's pretty good, I thought, okay. And I think it cost me around $600 or so back then when I bought it. And so, you know, that's around not even $100 a year to provide me with cooling in my shop. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. So I thought, okay, it is time to buy a new one. So that's what I did. I've got the thing on order. It's coming in a couple weeks or so, and I'll put that in, and I'll be back in business. So appreciate you watching my video, and I'll talk to you soon.